Today, we're going to learn about directions. And I'm only talking about this because I have met people that don't know the four cardinal directions. And to me, that's just mind-blowing that there are people who don't know where north is. Do you know what direction we're facing? I mean, at all times, in my head, I know where north is. It's not like I have some built-in compass. It's just, to me, it seems like a natural thing to need to know. This is north. As a matter of fact, well, I can't do it. I have a compass on my phone. I have a real compass. And it's actually in my truck just outside the door here. But I don't have my key to the truck, or else I would prove to you that I'm thinking like right here is north. That tree. So hold on, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to use my phone compass and I'll tell you if I'm right. Okay, I was pointing to that tree, and it's actually about 8 degrees to the left of that tree is due north. So that's close enough to get yourself out of a jam or find your way out of a city or to a road you're looking for. I'm going to go over the directions. First, I'm going to tell you a couple things that you may not know. Some people don't know this, some people do. All across the United States, now I don't know if this is true in other countries. I didn't pay attention to it when I was young and in Germany, so I don't know what it's like in other countries. And I've been to several other European countries, and I was young, I didn't pay attention. And which is why, many young people don't know now the directions, because it's just not important at that age. But when you travel a lot, I was a truck driver, long haul trucker, so knowing your directions is, top of the line of the things you got to know. In the United States, all federal and state roads are numbered odd going north and south across the United States, and even going east and west across the United States. I'm just going to give you an example. Way up in the northern part of our country is Interstate 90. It goes east and west across our country. And a little further south is 80, and then there's 70 and 40 and 30. I live on Interstate 20, and you go out west, I forget the name of the town, but it's close to Fort Stockton, where 20 ends, and you pick up 10. And 10 goes all the way into Los Angeles. But in Casa Grande, you can pick up Casa Grande, Arizona. That's between Phoenix and Tucson. You pick up Interstate 8, and it takes you down to San Juan Capistrano, down Southern California that way. And there are other, there are other interstates. I haven't numbered them all, but there are other east-west interstates. And then you've got, let's start on the far east of the country. You've got 95 that runs from, I think, Caribou, Maine, all the way down to Florida. Jacksonville? I'm not sure. Miami? I forget. But 95, you got 75, 65, 49, and the further west you get, the lower the numbers get. California, you got Interstate 5 north and south. And then you got Interstate 15 and 25 and 35 and 45 and Dallas and Houston, and right here in not far east of me is Interstate 49 that goes north and south. So state highways and federal highways all are even numbered going east and west, and odd numbered going north and south across our entire country. And some county roads observe that, not many. For instance, I live on Farm to Market, FM 9, and it is a north-south highway. Highway 79, which is a federal highway, is a north-south highway. Highway 59 is a north-south highway. It goes from Houston, I forget where it ends, somewhere up in Arkansas, I believe, North Arkansas. And that's a highway, not an interstate. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. And then I wanted to talk about directions. Now, this may look complicated, but if you just know your 4 cardinal directions, it can, save you a bunch of hassle or having to talk to people, or if you lost your phone. Here's the 4 cardinal directions. And I'll point this in the direction that north is. North is that way. Yeah. So you have north, south, east, and west. And then to narrow it down, you have northwest, southeast, northeast, southwest. And then you can break it down even more than that. You have west-northwest, north-northwest, north-northeast, east-northeast, east-southeast, south-southeast, south-southwest, and west-southwest. And the reason that's a good thing to know is let's say you're in Hartford, Connecticut. You're delivering a load to Hartford, Connecticut. You know that you came up 91 north from, or it splits off in North Haven. 95 goes north up this way, and 91 goes straight up into Hartford and through Springfield, Massachusetts, and I believe up into New Hampshire, Vermont. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I traveled up that way. So you have a delivery, or you're looking for a destination in Hartford, Connecticut, and you know you've come up 91 north, and you know you went west on 84, and you're lost now. You got off 84, and you turned left, which would put you south of 84 and west of 95. So you have broke this city down into a fourth. So you're not lost in the entire city. You know that if you head north, you'll hit 84, or if you head east, you'll hit 91. So you're not lost. I have had to weave my way through streets, not Hartford, but other cities, because that's basically where I'm from, this area. I mean, I live in Texas, but that was a long time ago I lived here. It was 77 when I left. So that's something you need to know. If you're a young person, or if you're an old person with kids, teach them at least the 4 cardinal directions. And that is, and let them know if they're traveling that federal and state highways are even numbered going east and west, and odd numbered going north and south. That with those 2 things, you can get yourself out of a bind. Being lost in a city is not a good thing, and it can be pretty dangerous. Depending on what city you're in, and people who do target lost people. There are people who target tourists and folks who don't know where they are. And, Shreveport's a perfect example. There are some areas in Shreveport where if you're lost, you're in danger if you don't know the neighborhood that you're in. Not long ago, a truck driver got lost, and he was looking for, I think it was Muller's Macaroni in Shreveport, which I happen to know where it's at, and it is in a very dangerous neighborhood. Deadly. And sure enough, he got shot, killed dead in his truck. Lost, looking for directions. And so this is an important thing to know when you're traveling to a city that you don't know. If you know where the major roads are, and you know that odd interstates, odd state highways, and interstates go north and south, and even-numbered state highways and interstates go east and west, then you have narrowed your problem down to 1/4 of what it was. If you're conscious of the directions that you took to get there. Like, you would always know that you were headed north on 91. Every entrance points to the direction you're headed, or west on 84. Every exit, if you're on 84, every exit tells you, or along the interstate, it says 84 west or 84 east. So now, how do you find directions if you don't know in your head? And like, I have known where north is and south. I mean, if you know north, you know the other three directions. So how do you find north without a compass, without your phone with a compass on it? I'm going to show you. But, you know, it takes getting out and getting in the sun. You couldn't do it in the shade. And there are other tricks, but I'm only going to show you one. So let's get out in the sun. Okay, what we got here is a stick driven in the ground. And what you're going to do is place something at the very end of the shadow of that stick. Right there. Now we're going to come back in about 15 or 20 minutes. Give that shadow a minute to move. We'll be back. Alrighty, so I was gone about 40 minutes. I went and sat in the front porch, talked to my wife. All right, let's set the other block at the end of the shadow. It has moved from there. Now, what you have here is west. Your first shadow is west. Your second shadow is east. And there's north. That's north. This is south. It's west and east. It's real easy to do. You could use a fence post, a light pole. All you do is mark the end of the shadow, and then you know, the longer your stick, I got a pretty long stick. The longer your stick, the longer it's going to take to make a difference. So if you had a shorter stick, number one, these 2 points would be further apart for the length of time that I sat on the front porch. Number two, you wouldn't have to wait as long because it would make a difference faster. Okay, so that's all I got. There's multiple ways. There's another way you can use a watch to determine true north. And this is just a tick off. So, there's ways, you know, that you can use the North Star, and the way you find the North Star is to find the Big Dipper, and the two lower stars that make up the Dipper form a line that point to the North Star. You could only do that, you know, away from cities. That's in the Northern Hemisphere. In the Southern Hemisphere, you could find the Southern Cross and find north. The tip of the cross is north and south. Okay, I gotta mow. We'll see you. Okay, I thought of a couple more things as I was walking back from where I put my sticks down. Map reading. I'm talking about older folks, most older folks. We grew up with maps. Some people didn't, but I would say by and large, most older folks know how to read a map. But technology and handheld devices have become so prevalent that most people don't think it's necessary to know how to read a map. And I'm telling you, if there ever comes a time where, let's just say, an EMP, and electronic devices no longer work, if you don't know directions, if you can't read a map, you are screwed. And they're so easy to learn and remember that it just doesn't make any sense not teaching kids directions and how to read a map. All you got to do is remember a few simple things. East and west roads are even numbered. North and south roads are odd numbered. That's federal and state roads. And basically, that's it. How to find north, and you can navigate your way. I mean, in your head, you know where California is on a map. You know where New York is on a map. You know where Texas and Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama are on a map. So let's just say you had to traverse the country, and you were in Texas, and you wanted to go to Southern California. You know that you would head due east. Let's just say you were in Texas and you wanted to go to Washington State. You know that you would head northwest. or basically northwest from, the center of Texas. All right, that's all I got. Let's mow. Contact.